What's going on, guys? Ninja Turtles, Godzilla, issue 4. This is just a fun little spin-off series. It's not tied into our mainline comic series. One of the ways that we know this is Hamato Yoshi is Splinter's owner, and Splinter is not just reincarnated Yoshi like we have in our mainline. So that's just one reason why we can go, okay, let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. And for the most part, that's what I've been doing with this series. So just to kind of fill us in as to what's going on right now, we have our turtle, the turtles, they tried the way of the foot technique to try and get into Godzilla's psyche, which basically they meditate on the kaiju and project their astral self into the mind of said kaiju. They were successful with Ghidorah, not successful with Godzilla, and this led the turtles to kind of feel like maybe not everybody was on board, and they really looked at Donatello, who's been more focused on mostly like talking with Metalhead, because he's uploaded Metalhead's conscious and put it in the computer and was just talking with him quite a bit. And just kind of feels like he's been more involved in tech than anything else. And Donnie overheard this conversation, felt kind of hurt by what his brother said, and decided to exclude himself from their activities, and went over to go see what the Professor Kinoshita was up to. Found that her place had been robbed by the Foot Clan, and when he went to go see why they would do such a thing, she revealed that her family is involved in Jet Jaguar. And we see an inoperable Jet Jaguar that Donnie then feels, hey, I think I have just the thing to get him up and running. We also see that on the Technodrome, Bebop and Rocksteady, they get injected with the Kaiju Mutagen, or Kaijuogen. I'm not going to continue saying that a whole lot. And turned into these big monsters using DNA of existing monsters. So I believe it's Gigan and Destroyer that Bebop and Rocksteady get infected with. And so that's why you've seen them taking on those traits there. And then finally, April with Casey Jones and Mondo Gecko are shown a path to Mothra, and that's where that series took off, and that's where we're going to be picking up in this one. So, whole lot going on in issue 3. Let's see where issue 4 takes us. So, story by Tim Seeley and art by Pharaoh Pei. So the three brothers are looking for their fourth, looking for Donnie, with Splinter as well in here. And then some sort of aircraft crashes next to them, and they have no idea what's going on here and why it's there. They go to investigate. The pilot barely clinging on to life over here, but he tells them that he's involved with G-Force, and tells them what all they do as far as their involvement with the kaijus and this, that, and the other. He also makes note of the Technodrome underneath, as we see the big old hole over here. And with his last breath, he hands over champion DNA, and he's not able to explain before he finally dies exactly what it is he means for them to do with it. He just hands it over and dies. That's it. That's all he's got. So pretty fortunate that he had just enough for all 3 of the remaining turtles here. A little nitpicky there, but I'm like, whatever. There's going to be a whole lot worse issues than just that. And some more believability stretching. So yes, as noted before, there's a big hole in the ground. They go ahead and go down because they know that the Technodrome's down there. They infiltrate it and take out the ninja, or the Foot Clan that are sitting there, and discover the mutagen as well. They don't have too much time to reflect on that because the whole damn Technodrome gets tossed out of this hole. And we get the reveal of Bebop and Rocksteady within the comic now. And good comparison here. Here's the Turtles and Splinter, and there's Bebop and Rocksteady. So yeah, they're fucking massive. I mean, not to mention the whole chucking of the Technodrome. We cut over to some sort of incineration plant, and we see like a red alert going on for everybody to evacuate because Godzilla's over here running amok. Now Krang, he comes over and he's got like a megaphone on, and he's over here talking mad shit to Godzilla. Gets splattered for his troubles, but oh no, Krang took some mutagen as well. And I'm not as familiar with Godzilla characters, so give me a second here. It is Hedorah, the smog monster, is the DNA that Krang has taken on, and I think it's pretty fitting. I do remember seeing this creature through clips and movies and things like that. So yeah, he's going ahead and getting a good fight on with Godzilla, and it looks like Godzilla's gonna whoop that ass. Cut back over with Bebop, Rocksteady, and the Turtles. Yeah, the Turtles can't do anything against two big-ass kaijus, so at least we're keeping that much believable. So, yeah, all they can do is run and hide at this point, just get away. Bebop and Rocksteady are talking mad shit. They're like, hey, where's all your quippy humor, huh? Huh? You got nothing to say now. They managed to, temporarily at least, lose Bebop and Rocksteady, and Mikey's like, hey, why don't we do the way of the foot with these guys? And Splinter explains, well, without Donnie, it's going to be pretty difficult to do that. And then he goes on to say that Bebop and Rocksteady also have pretty small brains. So Splinter over here being a fucking savage. But Raph goes on and reveals that he's got some mutagen. And Leo's like, well, I got DNA, so let's put 2 and 2 together, and that's become some super beasts. Splinter is a voice of reason. He's like, guys, we don't even know what that's going to do to your bodies. And, well, they got no other better ideas, so, we can already see what's going on here. But, yeah, Bebop, Rocksteady, they're just kind of seeing what all they got, and they get punched in the face. And we see all of our turtles have now mutated. So we got Mikey with King Ghidorah spliced into his DNA. We got Leonardo and Godzilla. And Raph with Rodan. So I like the overall aesthetic of these guys. It's pretty cool. So moving on, yeah, they turned the tables on Bebop, Rocksteady real quick, and yeah, they're just beating their ass like little clown boys, and everything is all hunky dory until suddenly their bodies are starting to have some reactions here, and it looks like the device that the Foot Clan stole from Professor Kinoshita is was kind of needed to kind of help stabilize their bodies, and Bebop and Rocksteady kind of pick up on this and turn the tables real fast on them. But before too much can happen, everybody's now like in pain. Like everybody's like, ah! That's because Casey has managed to activate the augmentator on the Technodrome and buy him a little bit of time. And we also get another voice saying, hey, I'm going to be, I've been granted to give the healing golden light to kind of help restore balance since everything is unbalanced with how many kaijus are here. And we find out that that's April, or Mothra, who's more or less inhabiting the body of April. Kind of possessed her at this point. So, yeah, she's hitting everybody with the healing light, and we'll see what that does here in a second. Meanwhile, back over with Godzilla and Krang. Godzilla's nuclear breath ain't doing a whole lot to Krang, and instead Krang returns by spitting acid in his face, and that seems to piss off Godzilla quite a bit, but right now it looks like Krang's got the upper hand. That is until Jettatello shows up, or basically it's Metalhead in Jet Jaguar's body, but we're going to call it Jettatello for Donnie here. And more or less, I just think it's for the figures that are going to come later on, because the three brothers are all kaiju versions, so Donnie's likely going to be the the fourth figure sold. That's the only thing that makes any sense why they would call it Jetatello and not just Metal Jaguar or something like that. Also, have no idea why Jet Jaguar now needs to look like a turtle. Again, outside of, well, let's sell a toy. Yeah, he goes ahead and just beats the hell out of Krang. And we see that Godzilla is going back into the water. He's had enough of the fight. And so he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And yeah, Krang has been defeated. He's just a little puddle of chewed up bubblegum right here. And so Bebop, Rocksteady get hit with that healing light. And yeah, you see that they just revert down to their normal selves, where Casey Jones and Mondo Gecko are quick to give them a good old ass whooping. The turtles are all back to normal, and Splinter thanks Mothra for, bringing everything back. And it's like, can we have our friend's body back now? Can you return April to normal? Said, I wish I could. However, I'm sensing another huge imbalance, and it's where Godzilla is actually headed, to this island, and we have history with this island. We go back to when Yoshi and Saki were with the Foot Clan and trying to get Godzilla to be calmed down. So it's the same island. That's what we're being shown here. And then we're getting some Shredder dialogue here about vengeance and all this, that, and the other. And we see Mecha Shredder. And this is the imbalance that Mothra, April Mothra creature, was talking about. And now, it seems as though he used like metal scrapings of Mechagodzilla to enhance himself with mutagen as well. I think that's why we have Mechagodzilla looking like Shredder. I think this is actually Shredder mutated, like what we saw with the turtles and stuff like that. Now, that's fine in that case, except for I have no idea how you're blending metal and, like, you're scraping off some metal or something like that, and it takes that form. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because, like, Shredder's got a tail, so we're obviously... Oh, and like, the overall snout of, like, Mechagodzilla all looks to be like that. I'm not sure how that form truly works, because I don't know if Mechagodzilla really had any DNA. Now, again, I've said it several times now, I'm not the biggest Godzilla fan. Like, I think it's fine. I enjoy some of the movies, but that's as far as my knowledge goes. It's just a handful of movies that I've seen. To my knowledge, he's just pure robot, though. There's, like, nothing really there, so I'm not sure how... we're taking on the form of Mechagodzilla. Or maybe I'm misinterpreting this, and he's like kind of like Pacific Rim, kind of just a pilot within a mech suit here. But even then, why the hell would he go through the process of making Mechagodzilla look like him? So either way, it doesn't really work for me. But again, I'm along for the ride. I'm just going to let crazy shit happen at this point. But I mean, it is a flaw overall. I just don't understand how that one works. Same with like Jet Jaguar. I don't know why he now needs to look like a turtle. Just because Metalhead's programming's been uploaded to him. None of that makes sense. Now I'm fine with the rest of this. You're splicing DNA. They're just gonna take on traits of both parties. So that makes more sense to me. But the two robotic ones, that doesn't always fully add up for me. So, but overall, I do enjoy it despite some of the more tismy things. And I kind of knew when this got announced that I was really going to have to let some things just be. Like, there's going to be things that are just not making any kind of sense. Because this kind of crossover doesn't naturally lend itself to one another. Kind of like I mentioned at a previous recording that the Ninja Turtles and Batman lends itself to one another better. We have ninjas on both sides, so you can go, okay, here's the enemies we're going to be dealing with Batman. Here's the enemies we're going to be dealing with the Ninja Turtles. Let's see how we can make a storyline fit, and there's not as much stretching that has to be done for that. The Ghostbusters crossover, a little bit more stretching needs to be done, but still, okay, fine. The Turtles just don't deal with ghosts. The Ghostbusters do. They both live in New York. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Big kaiju monsters, okay, you're really kind of stretching the limits as to what you can be believing as far as storytelling. And so when I signed up to get this series, I said, okay, fine. I'm basically just going to check my brain at the door and just kind of enjoy it. Like, just treat it as a popcorn movie. And yeah, it's got its flaws, and I'm not going to fully ignore that. I'm going to acknowledge the flaws that it has. But yeah, so far I am enjoying the overall experience. I am having a little bit of fun just seeing what happens when all of the Ninja Turtle characters start getting injected with the kaiju mutagen and turn into big monsters. And so for that, I'm okay with it, but it's not anything I would call screamingly good here. This is just, it's fine. If you know what you're getting yourself into, I think you can have a good time with it, but it's a very flawed series. And so as far as recommendation, I would say, hey, look, if you look at the title, you should know what to expect at this point. You're gonna get some unbelievability that goes along with this. And if that's fine with you, yeah, sure, give it a try, because it's not really tied into anything, so you can just have some fun. It's not going to affect our current timeline, anything from the past that I'm at least aware of. I don't see anything tying in with it. So I think you can just accept it for what it is and have a good time with it. Or if that just sounds too ridiculous, yeah, just leave it alone, because you're not going to have a good time with it. Now, so far with this one, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. There's a lot of tismy stuff with it, but I really enjoy what I'm reading. I'm willing to just set some stuff aside, ignore the flaws that are definitely there, no doubt about it, but just have a good time and see what happens. I've been really enjoying this one, so if that's for you, go ahead and check it out. If not, you're not missing anything by skipping this. I can't really recommend one way or the other. If you see the title and that appeals to you, go for it. But that is all I have for today, guys. So until next time, take care and God bless.